What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are back in NASCAR. Yes, you know I get excited when it's NASCAR videos because I'm getting so much love and support from you guys. So thank you very much for the support and the love you're showing me. So now we are gonna jump into NASCAR 1 in a Million moments by RawGator. Let's see what these moments are.
In NASCAR, there are events that are certain to happen every week. There's gonna
Crashes?
be a race winner, the drivers will make pit stops, and someone's gonna crash. But some
thank
situations are incredibly rare. So rare that they'll make you say,
Oh my
I can't
God, what the
believe
hell?
it. Let's start off with prefacing, blowing your tire in NASCAR is a rare occurrence. It's not going to happen in every race. Then, take the 40 cars in a NASCAR field per week and let them race in a 130 lap event. Of all cars, the probability of only the leader blowing their tire is significantly unlikely.
Very low.
The probability that the leader will do it on the very last lap of the race is that much lower. But we're not done there. Pocono Raceway has 3 primary corners, and in our 130 lap race, that makes for 390 turns. In this situation, the leader blows his tire in the last corner of the last lap.
Damn!
And yeah, there's no way that you can make this up. This scenario described above, while not proven by complex mathematical equations, can generally be labeled as a 1 in 1 million situation. Let's give you a bit more context on these situations. Blowing your tire as the leader in the final corner is so rare. I can only think of 3 examples where the leader has blown their tire on the last lap. Kyle Busch in 2016, Dale Earnhardt in the 1990 Daytona 500,
Yeah, I was gonna say I remember that
Lightning
one.
McQueen in Cars 1.
Oh, definitely remember that.
I think the Cars movie was trying to teach us that if you're second in a race, don't give up because running your fastest could make all the difference in catching the leader when they have a problem. Even though Alex Bowman got past with a handful of...
That's always the thing in racing. You never give up when you never know because the guy in front of you might just spin out. Anything can happen. Like we saw that in who was it? Yeah, Dale. It was Dale. When he was trying to win the Daytona 500, there's so many things that happened to him, like a seagull and some other things crashing into him. So you just never give up because if somebody messes up, you want to be there to claim it.
Laps left, he stayed in it and got to capitalize on Larson's misfortune. It seems like there may be a curse on NASCAR drivers who are about to win 4 races in a row, because Larson suffered from a flat tire.
Only 8 before him have ever won 4.
Oh, he's got a flat
he
tire.
must be pissed.
It's down. He's gonna go into the wall.
He must be pissed.
Kyle Busch ran out of fuel on the last lap, and when Logano was about to do it, this happened.
Cleared by Logano, maybe no.
Damn.
Every once in a while, you'll see
Finishing the race
NASCAR
upside
drivers
down.
finish a race when they're in the middle of a crash, but imagine finishing a NASCAR race upside down and getting a top 20 while doing it. I thought this was a much more common occurrence, but I had to look back on a few finishes to make sure drivers weren't upside down as they finished the race.
Is that 20 or 7?
Carl Edwards didn't make it to the line in this one. Austin Dillon flipped after he finished the race. Ryan Newman in 2020 had the same thing happen to him, but he might have finished the race in midair. I'd be surprised to see that ever happen again. So,
that's a shot.
Finishing a NASCAR race upside down is an extremely rare occurrence, and Clint Boyer is really the only obvious example. Jimmy Johnson had a 1 in 1 million save during qualifying at Dover in 2006. Coming out of turn 4, Johnson got loose and headed for the inside wall until he was able to point the car away. He did 2 360s in the opposite direction and somehow kept his car from sliding down into the inside wall. In the straightaways especially, Dover is one of the most narrow tracks. Johnson's save surprised the commentators and the group of people on pit road, especially Jeff Gordon. How do we know this save was 1 in a million? Jimmy Johnson said that his car inputs were so precise and exact that if he were in the same scenario again, there's no way that he would be able to recreate the save.
And I was pushing the clutch in at a certain time, and then I would dump the clutch and stand on the gas. It would bump start the engine. Somehow it worked. There is no way I could replicate it again and avoid the wall. After I got into a nice little rhythm of spinning, I was like, I've got it. I think I can pull it off.
No,
this moment in NASCAR
awesome.
reminds me of how it can sometimes be fun to purposely get loose in NASCAR games and see if maybe you can pull off an epic save, and in which I would be pressing the reset button multiple times for another go. Jimmy Johnson only needed 1 attempt.
Well, that's a crazy save.
With all the flips that happen in any given NASCAR season, it's extremely unlikely that the cars will land perfectly on their wheels without getting damaged anywhere else. Clint Boyer's Daytona flip in 2014 is the only instance of this that I can possibly think of. There's no doubt in my mind that this car probably could have continued in the race if the flip didn't happen on the last lap, and also if the splitter didn't dig into the grass. But hey, This flip is still one of the rarest ones in NASCAR, and 7 years later, I've yet to see anything like it.
Look at Clint
Wow.
Boyer in that 15 car get up in the
And
air.
he just carries on
Thing
driving
went
like
all-
it's
it did a
nothing.
360. Unbelievable. Did a barrel roll and came right back down on its wheels.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes
Might
all
have
the
had
way
a broken
across the
tire though,
infield.
because it was looking in the wrong direction there for a minute. Wait, in
Because
fact,
it
let's
Back
have a
down
look.
on its
Yeah, that I feel like this tire right here is broken, because well and truly it'd be
wheel.
correcting it to face this way, so it should be pointing the opposite direction. I'm a professional drifter. No, I'm not. I'm lying. But I would say to correct it, you'd be trying to push it this way. But that one is buckled all the way in that way.
And he'll cross the start-finish line because it goes all the way across the infield.
Although we've never seen a tie for the finish of a NASCAR race, we've had a ton of close encounters. When David Gilliland went out for Talladega qualifying in 2007, he ran the same exact lap time as Jeff Gordon, all the way down to the
exact
thousandth
same?
of a second. The
No
two lap
way.
times of 49.857 seconds meant that the tie had to be broken, and NASCAR decided to do this by giving the pole to the team with the most owners points, which meant Jeff Gordon got the spot over David Gilliland.
Aw.
If you know of any other qualifying ties for any position, leave a comment down below.
That was
Let's see if he
crazy.
can do it here.
Exactly the same.
49.85.7.
Is insane.
They tied. Both of them. Jeff Gordon, David Gilliland, 49.857. Identical laps.
Well,
the
what would you
thousandth
expect
of a second.
in Alabama?
A damn tie.
They tied.
A damn tie. It wasn't happy.
In the 2002 Winston, Jeff Burton led segment 1 with only a handful of laps left. All drivers had to make a pit stop during the stage, but it came as a surprise to the announcers as Burton took the white flag without coming down pit road. Surely this was against the rules. However, Jeff Burton's team realized that their pit stall was slightly before the start-finish line, meaning they could come down to the pits on the last lap, put 4 fresh tires on the car, and then cross the finish line on pit road to maintain the lead.
Daryl, what if your pit was before the start-finish line, you pitted on the last lap, and you only had to jump across the line?
Yeah, because the start-finish line goes all the way
my
across
gosh.
the road. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do.
That's what I'm trying to say right now. They're on a strategy move right here to make that pit just go across the start-finish line, and they'll be good.
Wow, this is either crazy or brilliant.
We'll see here in just
Brilliant.
a second.
This effectively allowed him to skip the amount of time he would have lost by traveling the full distance of pit road at the speed limit. At first glance, this just looks like a 200 IQ move. But it was also unfair because everyone with a pit stall past the start-finish line could not take advantage of this loophole in the system. This is likely why, in 2021, all NASCAR drivers who want to pit before a stage end have to do so a handful of laps before. That's why the strategy Jeff Burton pulled came as such a shock, and NASCAR will likely never let this happen again.
Yep, somebody has to do it first for them to cancel it and stop it.
Now, if you don't know,
Backwards.
NASCAR's all-star races are traditionally run much different from the average points-paying race. There seem to be new gimmicks every year, such as special green tires, underglow, and changing of race formats all the
What?
time. If you watched the 2021 All-Star race, you'd know that they somehow incorporated Deal or No Deal into the event. In 2001, the race unknowingly started with the track being wet in turns 1 and 2. Where have we seen that before?
That's 2 cars. Truex.
It's raining. Raining in turn 1.
It all of a sudden just started raining really quickly in turn 1.
But
They
since
can't
it's
go
the
anywhere, it's
All-Star race,
raining.
NASCAR decided to let everyone who crashed go to a backup car just to give them a fair shot. One of the cars involved was the famous number 24 of Jeff Gordon, and spoiler alert, he won with that backup car. Based on how strict NASCAR is with not letting anyone use their backup cars once a race has started, or not even letting them repair the cars under a red flag when the damage wasn't their fault, it's very likely that NASCAR will never allow this again, unless it's the All-Star race and rain comes into play within the opening laps.
Nah, I enjoy that. There's so many people making great content on NASCAR. I love that. Thank you very much, RawGator. Yeah, we're gonna drop a like for sure. That was lovely. I'm sure it's past the 5,000 likes he's asking for anyway. But yeah, guys, those are some crazy moments, man. 1 in a million moments, like things that would never happen again, or might take another million instances for it to happen again. Yeah, good recommendation. Thank you very much. I'll see y'all in the next one. Take it easy. Goodbye. Peace.